Welcome back to day 2 of Copenhagen strategic highlights. We're going to start with Xerxia versus FPX and then follow with Guild versus Crew. Jumping right in, we have Xerxia versus FPX on Bind for map 1. For this map, we're actually not going to look at any round in particular, but instead talk about this altered Viper setup from Xerxia. Thrown from cave, this Viper wall goes to the left of the short box instead of to the right side, which most standard Viper walls use. With this placement, it allows players from the attack side to jump up on top of the boxes and isolate peeks against different parts of site, with the option of bringing up the standard U-Haul orb to block off any peeks from there. With the wall up, teammates coming from market side can also use it as you would the normal Viper wall to get into U-Haul. Finally, as with the normal wall, you can leave the wall down with the orb up in order to peek at the lower angle, and it creates a mix-up between peeking the top of the box and the bottom of the box that you don't really have with the normal Viper wall. After a close game, FPX was able to close out Bind in overtime, bringing us to map 2, Ascent. On Ascent, Xerxia had been effectively attacking with many fast B hits and found themselves on 12-9, taking a timeout to figure out how they want to close out the round. FPX has decided to position 3 players aggressively to control B main, not wanting to allow Xerxia to set up. Xerxia instantly uses a knife and prowler to try to establish control of B main. Xerxia has also placed stars on market, CT, and in lane. Surf instantly finds a headshot on Artis and then dashes into the next 2 players before getting traded out. Sushi Boys trades out for Xiao, and then a prowler and flash from KO instantly come in to blind up Satyr. Having traded out 3 for 2, Xerxia assumes there's no more players on site and instantly goes to plant. Xerxia's post-plant setup includes Cruz taking first contact against stairs, Fox Z back site, and Scary playing off to one side. Foxy uses his Nightfall to push the attackers back, while Scary pops the smoke at the bottom of stairs. Angel tries to push lane but gets seized by Fox Z, and with this information, Scary is able to find the kill. A fragment from Cruz pushes Zipan off stairs, and with a forced lane fight, both Cruz and Fox Z face up in the same angle and trade out for Zipan. While there isn't really anything revolutionary about this strat, I just wanted to showcase it because it's just a really well put together B rush. Every kill comes from a result of utility pressuring the defenders, the knife disables any utility out of the defenders, and the spacing for the push is so good that each kill comes directly after another because of the trades. Showcasing a well put together hit like this forces the other team to adapt to it, or you can use it over and over again until they find a solution. With the win on Ascent, Xerxia forces the series to map 3, Haven. Down 10-8 and on a full eco, Scary uses this play to keep his team in the game. With a frenzy in hand, Scary pops this smoke, which looks like a normal garage smoke. In reality though, there's a tiny gap on the opposite side of garage doors, which allows Scary to hide from both a boombot and a haunt. With his position hidden and full info, Scary calls for his team to rotate, and then peeks out, kills Xiao with the frenzy, and dinks Angel before getting traded out. The rotations are absolutely instant, and all of Xerxia jumps into garage or peeks from backside C and is able to completely clean up the push. At the start of the round, Foxy had also dinked Artis, bringing him down to 5 HP, allowing Sushi Boys to clean up kill easily from backside C. Although Xerxia was able to claim 2 rounds off of this eco, at the end of the day, FPX was able to close out the map. Guild and Crew face off next for the winner's match of their group, playing for qualification for playoffs. In round 12, Crew goes for a quick clear of hookah with the Trailblazer, and then uses the Showstopper to try and fake towards A. Safe barely lives from the Showstopper, and the Nightfall and Gravwell from Astra push Kesnet off the angle. With the Nightfall only spotting Kesnet and Safe's flash spotting no one towards B long, Guild assumes this is a fake and sends 4 players towards A. Crew decides against doing a fast A push and instead slowly works map control still. Russ and Coldementa try to start pushing out from showers, but end up running into Nagzet's trademark and have to fall back. Coldementa gets spotted trying to cross towards triple and reactively pops a smoke on short and then uses a wall to try and cut off the default plant site. Mazzino tries to plant in the little spot cut off behind the wall, but in reality it's a trap, and Coldementa triggers his Gravwell in order to pull Mazzino through the wall and get a free kill on the planter. Guild is able to recover the bomb and get the plant down, but Trex's nade is just half a second too late to deny it a second time. Crew has absolutely no control on site and is forced to mostly fall back into U-Haul and back up short. Guild then uses a seize followed by a haunt in U-Haul to press the players back out towards short, and then uses players pushing from front sight in order to clean them up. This Astra wall bait was absolutely brilliant and directly led to a loss of any control of A site and the round. Crew was able to take bind in yet another overtime, bringing us to Fracture. On round 5, a slow default has led us to a position where Guild is getting ready for a hit onto A site, 4 from dish, 1 from main. As Guild's smokes come down, Xerxia throws a grenade up into drop, preventing the initial push. Delzik times his ult perfectly to completely stall out the push even further, pushing the players back from drop. Mazzino walls drop, which is broken instantly, but also buys time for Xerxia to throw a satchel which lands on top of Guild's wall. At this very moment, Trex is trying to blast pack in to use his showstopper, but Xerxia's blast pack actually blasts him back up into the wall and onto drop. Trex looks extremely confused by all this chaos and ends up throwing his ult towards Mazzino, but hits his teammates while Mazzino cleans up one. In an absolute flurry of trades, Crew comes out on top with both Klaus and Xerxia alive against Safe with no time on the clock, leading to a round victory for Crew. It's extremely impressive how Crew cycles 3 different players' utility onto drop to stall out this push, and creates such a favorable situation that they win off of time. Guild was able to easily win out Fracture 13-6, bringing us to Icebox. In round 23, Safe goes for an aggressive push towards B main, but gets killed without taking out a single player. However, off of this space, Russ is able to push up A main and get full information that all of the players of Guild are either towards mid or towards B main. Crew's push gets stalled out by a knife, and then finally they start to initiate their hit towards B. Trex has prepared a fragment lineup from Boiler to B default, which he throws preemptively based off the timing of the push. It lands exactly as Mazzino goes up to wall and plant, pushing Mazzino off to the left and forcing an awkward plant site. Leo uses Hunter's Fury to first hit the default plant site, and then after realizing that it had to shift, hits Mazzino and kills him before finding a second kill. In the chaos, Russ is pushed up on the flank and walled off the trip and takes out Klaus. A 5v4 has quickly been turned into a 4v2, and with 2 players pushing from the flank and 2 from sight, Nagzit and Delzik get sandwiched and cleaned up, bringing Guild to match point. Crew is able to push the game to overtime, and I suggest that you watch it, because this series was absolutely nuts. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with more highlights.